Hello wonderful people, I'm Sam, and by popular demand, i.e. the one like I got on the comment I made on my last video, I'm doing a quick tour of the backstage area of the park. Since I talked about in that video that I was going to redo the staff area, and I did, I just didn't record it, but here it is. So we come from the entrance. You can also see I built this bridge, which will lead into the rest of the park once we get to it. This sign here says only for staff in Danish. And right past here we come to the new staff area. This is again much like out by the entrance. This is just a path that disappears into the forest to imply that there is a way for the staff to get here, not going through the guest entrance, and to get supplies. This little building here actually came with the original basic staff center building. I just redid the textures on the outside. So this is Dyrepassergården, which means the zookeeper's farm, essentially. And here, the first building I've hidden into this larger structure is the loading bay. And right next to it, I finally added the fossil depot into the park. I haven't excavated any new dinosaurs yet, as I've talked about in my last video. I'm gonna wait until I've placed down the starting animals I got. But I have actually done a little bit of excavation anyway, namely some of the paleo plants, because I want to use them for the new habitat you'll be seeing here on Saturday. So besides the loading bay and the fossil depot, there's also the basic staff center that every park needs in here. We are gonna go in and take a look at that in a second. Here you can see I just made a little sort of a rest area for the staff, where they also can look at the xenophysis if they want. Completely unnecessary, since the staff don't really do that. But again, it just felt nice. But let's get into the building itself. Here you can see relatively sparsely decorated interior, just a few amenities that we imply that the staff can use. This wall was just too big and bare, so I did put in these little pictures. I don't know specifically what they're supposed to represent. I just used these decal pieces that already exist in the game. But one of them does come with a little hidden taco, our mascot, in it. Here is the back entrance to the loading bay. Vareindlevering means something like goods delivery zone, right? And of course, since this is where wares are coming in from the loading bay, I also put a bunch of boxes here. And this lovely little thing that I downloaded from the workshop, I'll link the creator down below. And then I just that's my own creation. I just thought that would be funny. Here you also see a back entry into the fossil depot. Udgravning means dig site or excavation. So that's just that. And then I just used the in-game shovels to make a little logo. I thought that would be funny. Coming out here, this building here you can see is a bit of a spoiler for Saturday, but you'll see then. And then, as you can see, this is the other entrance to the actual staff center, and I just made the outside of it a little prettier with the vines here, so the staff have a nice place to sit here as well. There is also a path going around, as you can see, the side of the building, so you don't have to go through it. You can walk around from that parking lot on the back side to here if you want. Speaking of going through, in the back here we also have direct entry into the xenophysis backstage from the staff area. One of our xenophysis, two of our xenophysis have gone out. I'll recapture those in a second. This is something that happens a lot with the Coelophysis specifically, but with the animals in general. The problem is that while these fences can keep them, even though they're not the in-game fences but modular pieces, occasionally the Coelophysis will do these little idle animations. So will any animal in the game, but the Coelophysis specifically and some of the other theropods, especially the small theropods, they do this little sort of skip, jump forward idle animation that'll clip them right through the fence. And because the Coelophysis are especially prone to this, because they are very sort of jumpy animals, there one of them just did it. They often do this and clip out. I have to put them back in the fence all the time. Oh, but some of those idle animations, like them chasing their own tail, is just really cute. It definitely makes up for it. But hopefully the devs will eventually fix it so they don't escape the enclosure all the time. Where was I? Yes, I figured it made a lot of sense that these two buildings would be directly connected. I think it's a very common thing with zoos, especially in here in Denmark or in Europe, that they never have as much space as they would like to have. So I feel like it adds to the realism that everything is a little bit crammed together. There's never really any wasted space, or at least only very limited wasted space where they just couldn't find the space to put anything in there, right? It adds to the realism that every building is right next to each other and often sort of connected. Here you can see the whole thing from the outside. The structure itself is inspired by another building from Knuthenborg Safari Park, much like the entrance tower. This one is like a large barn structure that I don't know if it was made for the zoo as like a storage structure or something, or if it was something that was on the ground before it was turned into the zoo. But it looked cool. Very sort of classic Danish large farm barn, which is also why I've called the building the zookeeper's farm. Here you have it from the other side as well. I hope you liked this little sort of brief 2.5 episode. I look forward to seeing you in the next real one on Saturday, where we're gonna put in the Plesiosaurus.